Kind of continuing with a theme from Tuesday's questions. Y'all have kind of got your road form sorted out, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
What can you take from what's working on the road to apply to try to get the home form better?
I think just being a little bit more pragmatic at times when we need to. I think when we're on the road, we don't feel the need, I think, to dominate and press the game as much as we do at home, and rightfully so. We should want to dominate the game at home and excite the fans. But sometimes that's backfired on us. We've been just way too open. And so I think when we're on the road, we stay compact, we limit the other team's chances, and then we know with our talented attacking players, we'll find some chances ourselves. And so obviously we don't want to play the exact same way when we're at home. We want to be more aggressive, but I think that when we are defending and when we do have to get numbers behind the ball, just that mentality of defending well, staying compact, not conceding any easy goals and any easy chances. I mean, that was kind of a theme for me when we were at home, was just kind of giving away really cheap goals when we don't need to and at really bad times.
Yeah.
We haven't done that on the road the last month or two, which has been really positive. So just using to parlay that good defensive form into our home form, and we know we're going to create chances and we know we're going to score goals. So we just have to put it all together.
You got 6 games in 18 days. 5 of them are league games. Is this kind of the make or break point of the season for the playoffs?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
We feel urgency. I'm telling you guys, we feel urgency, and we put pressure on ourselves to start picking up 3 points more consistently. But as it stands now, look, the reality is with how forgiving the season is, with how many teams make the playoffs, we're right in the thick of the race. With 2 wins here, we're back up into 5th or 6th or 4th, whatever it could be. So make sure you understand me. We're not happy about it. We're not happy about how we've played, and we're not happy that it's looked how it's looked this year. But I think calling a stretch of games make or break before a month or 2 left in the season, I think that would be a little bit too soon.
Okay.
So we feel pressure, we feel urgency. We just want to win for our fans. Like, they haven't seen us win in months. It's ridiculous, and I'm excited to get back home and hopefully change that.
What did you think of Jay's performance against St. Louis?
Fantastic. Best performance I've seen from him altogether since I've been here. And look, it's not easy. We have a really good midfield, in my opinion. Like, I'll throw myself in there. All 4 of us, I think, can get in there and do a job. And when you only play with 2 more traditional holding box-to-box type midfielders, you have 2 guys on the bench that are going to be pissed off because I think all of us feel like we're good enough to contribute and good enough to get in the team. But specifically to Johnny's performance, I thought he was, one of the best players on the field. And I just think that he's growing. Every day I see it in training. He's just gaining more confidence. He's getting more secure in his abilities. And defensively, he was putting out fires with the ball. He was playing forward. He was breaking lines. He was getting our attacking players involved. He had a great shot off the post. I was giving him crap. I was like, I've never seen you do that before. So do that more. Really encouraging, especially from such a young guy. But I was really happy to see him play that well.
It's kind of a broader question, but when you're a young player and that confidence starts to come in, how does that manifest specifically on the field? Yeah,
your performances start to improve, and I think the team starts to trust you more. I think young players sometimes, through no fault of their own, it's hard to start to gain trust of the team and of the coaching staff and of older players because you just haven't done it. And some players can look a little bit inexperienced, but the only way to get experience is to play. And so, most of Johnny's, appearances have been off the bench this year, and you come in off the bench. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to come into the thick of a game and try to change it and affect it in a positive way, depending on the context of the game. When you start a game, you feel that confidence more from the beginning. You know that you're going to have a significant amount of time to put an effect on things, and we saw that with his performance against St. Louis. So it's just continuing to play well, earn the trust of everyone around you, and he's done that.
Another broader question to kind of play off of that. We've talked to a lot of the younger guys about that process of getting comfortable and feeling like they're part of the group. Multiple players have mentioned you as being a big help for them in that. Why is it important for experienced guys to help those young guys fit in?
Well, we've been in their shoes. I was, believe it or not, it's hard for the young guys to believe it because they were all, I think, in diapers. But I was a young guy too at the time when I turned pro, and I had to go through a lot of ups and downs. A lot of learning and growing had to be done on my part, and I think our players, our younger guys, are significantly more mature than I was back then, and the league has gotten so much better since I was a young guy. So for me, it's harder. It's harder to get on the field. It's harder to earn minutes now more than ever in MLS. And you see with young players when they do break through, the maturity is so much better. And so it's honestly it's little things. It's not me trying to reinvent the wheel or help them change their style or who they are as players. It's more just, I think, when they make a mistake, it's easy for young guys to be too hard on themselves and to drop their head and to read social media and for them to get caught up in what, no disrespect to anyone on social media or any fans, but get caught up in what people who have agendas or maybe don't see things in the ways that we're supposed to be doing things. It's easy to get caught up in that. So making sure they don't lose confidence, making sure that they continue to learn and to stay humble, but also to know like they're playing and getting minutes for a reason. That's pretty much what you try to do as an experienced guy, just to help them out.
Now that you've had a few games with Rob kind of leading the team, how would you describe, I don't want to assume there's been a change in style, kind of leadership style from him from what he was doing, but I would imagine there's some level of having to kind of step up and lead team meetings and stuff. How would you just kind of describe how you witnessed that happen?
The great thing about Rob is that, obviously things have changed a little bit, but he was the same guy that he is now, even when he was an assistant. He's very vocal. Even when he was an assistant, he would run video sessions and he would help, tactically run training sessions. And so his voice has obviously grown. It's obviously bigger now. But the good thing with Rob is that he shows humility, and he shows that he recognizes he doesn't know everything, and he wants to help us get to a better place, but he also wants it to be collaborative and it to be a two-way street, right? And so the players love that. The players buy into that. The players trust that. And so, look, I think that while the changes have been subtle, it hasn't been massive, but yeah, he's done things a little bit differently. And for me, it's been really positive to see him take on a little bit more of a bigger role, and he's done it before. That's a good thing. He's had this experience before. So look, he knows what it's like, and I love the fact that he's not afraid to make big decisions, and he's a good communicator, and he's doing really well communicating with guys and making sure that every single guy on the roster knows that, like you said, what is it, 6 games in 18 days? Like, we're going to need everyone. So yeah, he's been great.
Has there been a moment over these past 3 or 4 games or a game where you felt like there has been some belief kind of coming back into the team, especially in terms of just that adopting that pragmatic kind of mentality? I think
when Thiago scored the wonder goal against DC United, you get a somewhat frustrating result against Houston, where you feel like you're going to beat a good team, and you can see it in the 90th minute, and that's a blow. That's a tough blow for a team in a tough spot to take, and just being able to turn around a couple days later, go and have a good performance on the road where you don't play your best, but you're still in the game, and then for one of your better players, one of the best players in the league, to go and do that and show his quality and get a goal. You could just see in the celebrations, you could see in the togetherness of the group. I wasn't on the field at the time. I was on the bench, but the way that we were celebrating on the bench, the way that the guys were celebrating on the field, you could feel that it's a big weight lifted off our shoulders when that went in. And then to see that game out, even the last 5 minutes, I don't have any fingernails left because it was nerve-wracking, and you just felt like hopefully we don't concede again, and that anxiety kind of creeps in. But you just see guys that we still care, and we still care a lot about every single point and every single game. And so for me, that was a big moment just for us as a group under Rob, just to get those 3 points and to see, look, we're a good team. We can win games on the road. Now we need to parlay that into winning more games at home.
I want to touch a little bit on the younger players as well. They've had a huge impact. A lot of them have been stepping up. What do they bring into training, into the locker room for you guys, especially when it comes to energy and momentum?
Well, they bring a lot of like Gen Z sayings that I don't know what a lot of it means, and so they're helping educate me. So I'm still
You and me both.
so I'm still like trying to be cool and hip, and I'm with all the lingo these days. But other than that, they just bring a youthful enthusiasm every day to training. Their energy is contagious. I love obviously interacting with some of the old heads, some of the guys, a little bit older who have kids, guys like Derek and Brad, and guys who, and Ronnie Hernandez, who we can relate on stuff off the field on a more personal, fatherly level. But then when I want my dose of humor and a little bit of banter, you go to the young guys and you see what the scuttlebutt is, on the hot stove, like what they're cooking up outside the field too. And so it's fun, man. They keep it light. I'll say that, they keep it light because, they are young and they think, hey, I'm going to play this game professionally for the rest of my life. And that naivety is cute. That's genuine. Because that's where I was. I thought I was going to play forever too. But it's good to be around them. It's good to smile. It's good to laugh, even when things aren't going great.
I'm not sure scuttlebutt and hot stove are two of the phrases they probably
Nope.
use.
Nope. And that's what I'm for. I'm like Mr. Webster's over here, trying to help them, elaborate some of their vocabulary as well. When I hear things like that's cap and like mid, all that stuff, I'm like, all right, I don't really know what that means, but let me try to help you guys out too here.
Trying to save syllables.
Correct.
Speaking of keeping things on the lighter side, the VAR call in the St. Louis
Yeah.
game. Just describe kind of your reaction to hearing that, and you find it as humorous as I think everybody else.
Well, because it went in our favor, but at first I was like, oh shit, like we're really screwed here. Really, I was on the bench like, oh, he's not offside. We're screwed. And then I was like, wait a minute. It was like that one, there's like this meme where it was the kid, the football player, he's like, they had us in the first half, I'm not going to lie. That was how I felt. I was like, wow, he really had everyone going one way, and then he just switched it up and went a different way. And look, it ended up benefiting us. It ended up being funny for us, and obviously not funny for a lot of other people, right? Yeah. But look, on a more serious note, like the transparency of how they come to certain decisions is I think it's a welcome sight for a lot of fans. It's a welcome sight for us as players because let's say, for instance, he goes over there, he looks at it, he does the VAR thing, and then he comes back and he just brings it back for a foul, and maybe 90% of the stadium has no idea what's going on, like why that was called, and they're all complaining and moaning on social media, right? And so the explanation goes a long way. So, yeah, it was definitely an interesting moment.
One last one, please. There's a lot of rumors about Thiago right now being sold. I'm curious, have you seen any change in his demeanor, his approach, anything from him?
Not one bit. He's here, he's training, he's preparing for games. He's the same guy that he has been, and so his focus is, as far as I can tell, 100% on Atlanta United. And I've seen the rumors too, but let's take it one day at a time, right? We got a big game coming up, and as far as I know, he'll be available for that game, and we're looking forward to hopefully getting 3 points against Toronto.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dax.
Thanks, Dax. Appreciate it.